is we're going to be making a video on how to more or less create like a prop. So what we're going to do here, this is rather simple. We're going to look up for a lightsaber. Okay, now what we're looking for on an image, we kind of want a side image. So I'm going to kind of specify a little bit more. And we could look at a couple of these things. This one would probably be fine. Okay, if I'm looking at this one, this is a side image. It's pretty decent. Let's see if there's something else. We could possibly use this one, although if we use this one, you're going to look this kind of weird perspective. So I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like here in a second. If you can find a completely side image, or if you can find like a blueprint. So I'm going to show you exactly what we did yesterday. We found like a blueprint, something similar. Let's see if I can find the exact one from yesterday for that example. Actually, I still have the picture here. Something that kind of has something like this. We want a side image, so I'm going to just use the same image we used yesterday. So from yesterday, you'll see I had two different versions of this. So I had this one, and I had this one. Okay, I'm going to show you how both of these look. So first thing you're going to notice, like when I downloaded those things, it pops up as a web page. So the first thing we did is we did something like this. If we double click on this one, you'll see it opens in preview. It's the default. You just want to go to export, and we're going to click on this, and you're going to just move it to JPEG. Okay, and then you hit save. Okay, so you have that part. So inside of Fusion, though, we're going to have something that looks like this. Okay, so first thing I want is we need to find a little bit information on how big this lightsaber is supposed to be. Okay, so what we did is we did lightsaber, and we did Obi-Wan, and I think I did size, something like that. Okay, and once we found this one, we got some basic information. You can go through, get a general idea, find the prop that you're looking for, and I think we did something like this. And in one of these websites that we saw had like actual dimensions for it. And sometimes you just have to scroll down, find some stuff on the websites. I don't see that on the dimensions here. But for the sake of this video here, we're just going to use this option that we had. So if you looked at the picture that I saw a second ago, this one tells us that this thing is 11 inches across. Okay, so we're going to do some real quick math on this one. So I'm going to do 11 inches to millimeter. Okay, and 279.4. So I'm going to take it in 279.4. Have a good day, guys. It's going to be 139.7. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go and create a sketch. And on this one, I'm going to type in L. And I'm going to do 139.7. Okay, so got this part. All right, and then over here on this one, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, and I'm going to move this one to 139.7. So now, what just happened there? 139.7. There we go. Let's try this again. All right, so I'm going to hit finish sketch. Okay, so now I've got this little sketch. You can see exactly how wide this thing is supposed to be. Now, next thing, I'm just going to move this here just for a second. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Canvas. Okay, on this one, I'm going to insert from my computer, and I'm going to click on this image that we had. Okay, I'm going to use this one. This one's going to be a little easier. Okay, now I need to get this to be this size over here. So you're going to see I need to scale this picture up a lot. So I'm going to click on this thing, kind of drag it in this little corner here. Okay, now I can click on this thing, and I'm going to move this down a little bit more. So I'm going to scale this up because I need this to be exactly that length. Okay, and hit front on this one. And I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to scale this down slightly. Just a little bit here. Let's see if I can move this right to the spot. Okay. Sorry, I'm making a video real quick, guys. Alright, so something like this. Now, next thing we're going to do is I need to move this down so this is directly in the center. So this looks, I'm going to eyeball it just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to say that looks just about right in the middle of this thing. That looks just about perfect. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. So now what I need to do is I'm going to make a new sketch. Okay, so I'm going to hide that sketch. Well, I'm going to try this again here. Okay, so I'm going to hit create a sketch. Okay, and I'm going to click on the sketch here. So I'm going to make an L. Okay, and I'm going to go click all the way across here. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, something like this, and I'm going to use like arcs. Okay, because some of these have some curves here. So I'm going to click on this arc, something to that effect. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I do have a curve there. All right, so I'm going to make this little L. I'm going to get rid of this one actually. Okay, I want this to be a little bit better here. So let's try this again. So I'm going to get to the top of this one to here. Just kind of following this little line. Hit L when you can. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm just kind of follow this shape as we go across. Okay, and now you will notice, like occasionally, like it'll figure out what you're doing. It'll notice a couple things in terms of the size. It'll kind of see what you're doing. So it'll like show you, like for instance here, like this is even. You'll see the little dotted line as it goes across. Some of those things it's gonna see. Okay, it's gonna catch on to what you're trying to do here. It'll make some of these lines a little easier. Okay, this doesn't take that long. Okay, I'm gonna kind of speed up the process. I'm gonna show you what this looks like when we're done. But again, just kind of go through here. Okay, now once you get this whole all the way done, I'm saying this and I'm more or less going through this whole video. Okay, we're going to assume we are done with this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like here. I'm going to move ahead. So you're going to finish the whole section that we have. Okay, so let me open this one here. All right, so let me scoot back on this one slightly. Okay, so here's our canvas. Got that part here. And once I have that little sketch, so let me show you what the sketch looks like here. Okay, here's our sketches. Okay, I've got this kind of set up. Okay, what I will do at some point is once I have that selected, I can click on that, and then from here, all I need to do is I'm going to go to revolve, and once I click on revolve, I just click on the bottom. Okay, and once you do that revolve, you are going to be left with an object that looks like this. Okay, now you'll notice that there's a couple things. We don't have any of the details on this one yet. We still have to add the buttons. But for today, what we're trying to do is we're just more or less trying to get this basic shape. Okay, and you can kind of see so far this is looking pretty good in terms of what we have. Okay, all right, and that's as of right now, this is the correct size. So we'll mess with this more tomorrow or today, and I'll get that video for y'all.